All right, joining us now with more from TD Garden, where she's working the sidelines, is our colleague, Kristen Ledlow. And Kristen, let's start with the scope of Boston's Isaiah Thomas, who's leading the Celtics surge. We're talking historic numbers here for Isaiah in terms of this franchise, aren't we?
Yeah, he's been unbelievable, and it's funny because I spoke with Reggie Jackson, who's going to be his defensive assignment. I spoke with his coach, Brad Stevens. I spoke with his opposing coach, Stan Van Gundy, and all just have unbelievable things to say about how well Isaiah Thomas is playing. One of the things that Coach Stevens told us is that he's on another level. He said that last year when he was named an All-Star, it wasn't one of those things where he decided that he was going to settle into that role, where he decided that that was enough for him, but that instead it was an unusual push for him to get even better. One of the things Coach Stevens said was that his confidence has never been an issue. He said, at 5'9", you have to be confident regardless. That has never been the issue. He's always had that burst, but he said that all-star nod is really what helped propel him to that next level, when a lot of times, Vince, we see guys kind of settle into that role once they've reached that all-star status. We've seen him take it to the next level.
No, he's not taking anything for granted, that's for sure. What about some of his teammates tonight, Kristen? Is it possible we'll see Al Horford, and what's Avery Bradley's status?
Yes, Al Horford is back in the starting lineup. Your starters as of tonight, as of just a few minutes ago, from Coach Stevens himself, IT, Jaylen Brown, Jay Crowder, Jonas Jerebko, and Al Horford as well.
Meanwhile, for Detroit, it's kind of a different story here, Kristen. 1-5 in their last, 1-4 rather, their last 5 road games. Rumors are swirling around the Boston College product, Reggie Jackson, I know you said you spoke with. Let's talk about his challenge tonight. Expand on that a little more, and maybe some of the lessons that he brought over from OKC.
Yeah, one of the things that Reggie told me when we sat down earlier today is that there's always an added motivating factor when he plays against a guy like Isaiah Thomas, an all-star point guard caliber. He said that this right now is the most difficult position in the league, and I kind of laughed as he said that, because he was like, yeah, I know that you see it night in and night out. It's the most difficult position to play right now. It's the best crop of point guards that he has ever seen, that we have ever seen. So one of the things that he said is that there's an added motivation playing against a guy of Isaiah Thomas's caliber, but he also said that getting drafted to OKC back in 2011 was huge for him. He said that learning from Russell Westbrook was one of the things that has helped him solidify his game here in Detroit. He told me that there was no beating Russell to the gym. He said that Russ really taught him how hard it is to be great in this league. And now that he's been entrusted to be the man in Detroit, he wants to go ahead and lead by example the way that he told me Russ taught him as well. I do also know that Coach Stan Van Gundy sent him a text message saying, listen, we're not trading you. You're the guy. Get out there and play confident. But one of the reasons why he's, struggled is the right or wrong word for this season. But we've seen him take a step back is because defenses have adjusted to the way that he plays. They've adjusted to what he was able to do so successfully last season. So he said a matchup against a guy like Isaiah Thomas can really help propel him for this second half of the season, and he's really looking forward to it.
Well, a guy like Thomas, Kristen, is going to put even more pressure on a Detroit defense that's slipped a bit of late. They're kind of middle of the road defensive rating-wise at 14. I'm sure Stan Van Gundy is demanding more. Was he in a decent mood heading into this one? Because he has been pretty grumpy of late, watching how this team is finished.
It's funny you say demanding more, because that was one of the things that he just told us. Kevin McHale, Kevin Harlan, and I just sat down with him minutes ago, and he said, as a coach, this has been frustrating because you watch the film and you try and figure out what exactly is going wrong, and you also try and figure out what exactly is going right. And he said, as of right now, I can't figure it out. I know there's more there. I know there's more talent on this roster, but I can't find the contributing factors to these losses, and really even the contributing factors to these wins. He said that the defense has to be more communicative. He said that there has to be more continuity on that end of the floor, and that was what was working so well for them at the start of this season. But it's funny you mentioned his frustration, because that was one of the first things that he mentioned to us.
Yeah, he is certainly an open book, as you found out again today. Kristen Ledlow, have a great call tonight on TNT. Thank you so much. Good stuff.
Thank you, Vince. Talk to you soon.